I'm going to tell you about the most fun you can have playing EVE Online. That's something you can do the day you create your character, and you can do it all by yourself, no space friends required. Yes, EVE is a game famous for its Byzantine player organizations, for its economic warfare, for its sprawling PvP battles. But hidden within this 20-year-old game is one of the best survival crafting RPG experiences in all of gaming. I'm talking about the Corvette to Cruiser Zarzak challenge. This is Bill. Bill wants to build a Cinnaball and join the Angel Cartel cause in Zarzak, but he's not making it easy on himself. The goal and structure of the challenge is simple. You create a new character, and using nothing but the dinky little starting Corvette the game gives you, you bootstrap your way up to building a faction cruiser and then fly that to the unique system of Zarzak. But the devil is in the details. The core conceit of this challenge is that you eschew the game's massive, robust player market and instead build or loot every ship and every module that you use by yourself. It's basically solo self-found EVE Online. I have been playing this game off and on for almost 15 years, and you guys, I'm serious, I have never loved anything in EVE more than I'm loving this. I rolled a new character, skipped the tutorial, and found myself in Minmatar space with nothing but 5,000 interstellar credits and a Reaper class Corvette rookie ship equipped with a civilian autocannon, a civilian mining laser, and a civilian afterburner. Using nothing but these meager tools, I had set my sights on somehow gathering everything required to build an Angel Cartel Cinnaball faction cruiser. And if that doesn't sound crazy to you yet, let me remind you, this is what the Cinnaball manufacturing process looks like. The beauty of setting a faction cruiser like the Cinnaball as the goal for this challenge is that while the absolute quantity you need of each individual resource is small, the diversity of different materials is going to have you touching every part of the game. When you break down the seemingly insurmountable Cruzakh goal into bite-sized chunks, it becomes a series of fun, unique, and memorable challenges. My first order of business was obviously to replace the civilian modules on my Reaper with more potent equipment, but I couldn't buy it off the market, so I had to head out to the asteroid belts and cosmic anomalies to shoot pirate NPCs with my civilian autocannons. If you've been playing this game for a while, let me ask you, when was the last time you brought 4 DPS to a combat site? It's more fun than you might think. I collected NPC bounties until I could afford to purchase a small collection of blueprint originals for basic modules. The rules of the Cruzakh challenge forbid you from buying things from other players, but you can still buy blueprints from NPCs. And so, on his very first day in New Eden, my character Bill found himself reprocessing scrap from the wrecks of his downed enemies, and using the minerals he extracted from it to build himself shield extenders, ammunition, and eventually his very first frigate. And from there, well, everything. The road from Corvette to faction cruiser runs through asteroid mining, ice mining, gas harvesting. It runs through planetary industry and moon mineral extraction, data site hacking, and complex chemical reactions. And somewhere along the way, you're going to need to acquire a blueprint for the cruiser itself. It has been a long and sometimes heartbreaking journey. This is an absolutely insane way to play this game, but never once has it stopped feeling fresh and fun. And so I invite you to join me. You can follow Bill's adventure en route to a Cinnaball here on YouTube in a series that at the time of this recording runs to 24 episodes. But what I would love even more is if you were inspired to give it a shot yourself. Start your own Cruzakh challenge. Rediscover or discover for the first time how deep and beautiful this game really is. I'm going to run through the exact rules and everything else you need to know to be equipped to run this challenge on your own. So here you go. It's the Cruzakh challenge. Buckle up. Step 1. Roll a brand new EVE Online character and choose the faction cruiser you're going to go for. Bill's getting after an Angel Cartel Cinnaball, and you can do the same, but you don't have to. The Garista's Gila, for example, offers an almost identical parallel path. The Angels and Garistas both have pirate militias, and both have epic mission arcs which offer a pirate faction cruiser blueprint copy as a guaranteed reward. If you're willing to up the difficulty a tiny notch, you can also go after the Ashimu, the Phantasm, the Vigilant, the Orthrus, or even the Stratios. Figuring out how to source your cruiser blueprint might be a little bit more difficult, but these are all completely viable and the shape of your run will look broadly the same. Similarly, if you want a slightly easier challenge, you can choose any of the Empire Navy faction cruisers, although I warn you, it won't be that much easier. And finally, if you're truly masochistic, you could go for a Triglavian or Edencom cruiser without altering the rules of the challenge at all. Number 2, skip the tutorial and the career agents. You may never talk to any agent who is not directly affiliated with your chosen faction. This is pretty self-explanatory, Although if you have chosen an Empire faction, I do recommend that you still skip the career agents, because the assembled ships and modules those missions hand out undermine the whole spirit of the challenge. Number 3, you may never claim or redeem anything from login rewards, air opportunity rewards, air daily goals, or any similar mechanics. You may use a referral link and claim the 1 million free skill points that comes from that, but that is the last thing you will ever redeem. I would personally also recommend avoiding Project Discovery, but it's your call. Number 4, you may never buy anything from or sell anything to other players on the market. This rule is the meat of the whole challenge. Over the course of your entire run, every ship that you fly and every module that you use is going to be one that you either built yourself from a BPO, looted from a wreck, or received as a mission reward. You can, of course, make use of NPC buy and sell orders on the market. You'll mostly be using these for Blueprint Originals, but also for skill books, for planetary industry command centers, for reaction formulas, and you may occasionally find in your travels things such as clone soldier tags and sleeper libraries that can be sold to NPCs directly for a little bit of ISK. Number 5, never loot wrecks or containers that you didn't create, nor accept any other assistance from other characters. This is the rule that's the most up to interpretation. EVE is an MMO, and you will be interacting with other players. In fact, those interactions are a big part of the joy of the challenge, but you must not let those interactions undermine the spirit of the undertaking. This includes things like joining player corporations, joining fleets, using an alt to scout a gate. Basically, if you think you're gaining an advantage from another player's existence, you're probably running afoul of this rule, unless the advantage you're gaining is blowing them up and looting their wreck. The one notable exception to this rule is that you are allowed to dock in citadels, refineries, and engineering complexes belonging to other players. You will need to do so in order to complete the reactions required for the manufacture of your cruiser. Whether or not you allow yourself to use the structure's other services while you are there is up to you. Number 6, you may never conduct any in-space activities other than travel in high security space unless you are piloting a Corvette. Jumping gate to gate or picking up and dropping off cargo is fine, as are in-station activities like manufacture and research. But if you want to be mining, if you want to be exploring, if you want to be killing NPCs in belt missions or anomalies, you have to be in a Corvette. The whole structure and shape of this endeavor is built around the challenge of securing the resources you need in the dangerous space of low-sec and null. If you want to undertake a similar challenge in high-sec, more power to you, but it will not feel the same. And that's it. Build your cruiser. The run ends in success when you board a faction cruiser that you built yourself, although it is traditional to then fly the damn thing to the fulcrum in Zarzak, where those who have Cruzakhed before you will be waiting to toast you with a cold glass of Calachiota Peaks. If I've convinced you to start a Cruzakh run, or if you just want to follow along, we have a great community going in the Discord. There's a link in the description below. And I hope you'll also check out Bill's journey in the playlist that should be popping up over this video right about now. If you do enjoy it, the description also has a link to Patreon.